Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business, and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mompreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mompreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to episode 44 of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. In today's episode, we are diving deeper into my Mum Boss Blueprint, the term time strategy that I use that helps me to run my business and have it fit seamlessly around the needs of my family, and for me to take off every single school holiday without any mum guilt and with no disruption to my business whatsoever. I shared all about what this strategy is, why I decided to do it, and the difference that it has made not only to my business but to my family back in episode 18. So if you haven't listened to that one yet already, I highly recommend you going and doing that. You will find the link to that one in the show notes. But today we're going to be diving a little bit deeper into it and how you can start using this strategy and the way that it will completely transform how you run your business and how it fits so amazingly well around the needs of your family so that the business and home life and mum life, that none of it is rubbing up against each other and it all just fits together so well. I've been getting so many questions about this strategy and how to get started using it, and it has become one of my most popular power hours too. So I thought it would make perfect sense with the run up to the school holidays coming up, or whether your kids are already off, and it's time to start thinking and you start pondering about what you're going to be working on, what goals to set when it comes to September and the kids are back at school, that if you are finding that quarterly planning and 90-day years and all of those regular goal planning strategies and the way of running your business just isn't working for you, if you are finding that you feel like you are constantly playing catch up, that you are always feeling that you are behind, that the very second you start getting into your flow and feel like you are on track and that you are gaining momentum in your goals and in your business, that it again is another school holiday and everything has to go on pause. And then you feel like you're frustrated because you haven't accomplished what you're working on, that you haven't got as far forward as you wanted to, that then when the kids go back to school, you're trying to get back on track again and figure out where you're at. This is the strategy that you are going to want to adopt, that you are going to want to implement. It totally throws the rule book out of the window and helps you create and design a business that fits seamlessly around the needs of your family. Because here's the thing, something that I have learned in the nearly 7 years that I have had my business while Harrison has been at school, that all of those 90-day plannings and 90-day year sprints, the 12-week years, the quarterly planning, none of that works for us mums when we are running an online business and trying to juggle it with school life and home life and mum life and everything else in between. It just doesn't work for us because all of those strategies are fantastic. They are absolutely brilliant. And yes, they do work when you're working on them, when you don't have other things thrown into the mix and you are fully able to focus on them. But when you're a mum, and you've got school holidays and you've got half terms and you've got inset days and school sickness and everything else, they don't work for us, they work against us. And when we are trying to match our business and run our business with those, they are constantly rubbing up against all of the different term times. And that was one of the reasons why I decided a couple of years ago, 18 months ago, that it was time for me to throw all of that out of the window. I was done with feeling tired and frustrated that I was not accomplishing my goals, that I couldn't get those to work. And so I had to look at everything and ask myself, what was I doing wrong? And I realized, and I'm a goal success coach, and I couldn't make these happen. And I was feeling like an absolute big fat failure of how can I share with my clients and my community how to work and crush their goals if I can't make it happen for me. But I realized that it wasn't my fault. It was that I was doing all of these quarterly planning and these 12-week sprints, but then I'd get halfway through and it was a school holiday. And so everything had to go on pause. And I would lose a week here and there. And then I'd have to try and get back in and gain momentum. And I realized that what I needed to do was to totally throw the rule book out the window and redesign my business to make my business fit around the academic year. To instead of having my business year being January to December and my planning of my goals to be quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4, was to actually make my business and the way I set my goals and the way I run my business to match Harrison's school year. And so now that's what I do. And it has completely transformed my business. And it can totally be the same for you too. And so if you are feeling frustrated that you just get your groove, you're just gaining momentum, and it's a school holiday again, or you're going and working on what you need to work on, everything's going great, but then you look at your diary and you realize, crap, it's only 3 weeks until the school holidays. I'm nowhere near set up for the summer break. What am I going to do? I hear you. Use this time now before the kids go back to school, whether it's you're in the US and it's late August or it's the UK and it's September. Take this opportunity to have a look at everything you are doing in your business and ask yourself whether it is time to completely transform and redesign the way you manage your business, the way you structure, the way you work on your goals. And that is what I'm going to share with you in this episode, because this is the time of year that I break down and I start looking at what I'm working on and thinking about what is coming ahead for the year. Because for me right now, this is almost as Harrison is wrapping up his end of school year, this is the end of my business year too. And it means that come September, when he goes back to school, that is the start of my business year too. And it makes such a difference. So what do I look at right now? How do I make this happen? If you are intrigued by this term time strategy and think that this may be the way for you, go and grab that notebook and pen, because I'm going to share with you a few ways that you can get started on making this happen. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into it, I have 2 things that you are going to want to check out. The first is I'm going to be running a live workshop very, very soon where I will take you through this strategy and you can walk away with your term time, your Mum Boss blueprint, all set up and ready to go for September. So if you want to take part in that one and you can get access to the replay as well, then go and sign up for the waitlist for that so that you are the first to know when it is happening. You'll find the link for that in the show notes. The second is that I have a power hour where we do exactly this. We will jump on Zoom together and you can bring your kids' academic diary with them, all of their term dates, and I will sit with you, and in the course of 60 to 90 minutes, we will sit down and you can walk away with everything mapped out, knowing how many weeks each term is, when your midterm is, and how many weeks in between each of those you have got to work on your goals. So if that is something that you are interested in doing, send me a DM over on Instagram and we can get going on that. I can give you the link. Send me the DM on Instagram at the Unapologetic Mompreneur with the words Power Hour, and I can send you all of the information. Because here is the thing. I've done the math on this. We can look at having 52 weeks in the year, but actually in reality, we don't get, as mums with a business with kids who are at school, we don't get 52 weeks of a year to work on our business. And we are mapping out of our goals for all of our whole year and then wondering why we can't get them done, because actually we don't get 52 weeks. When we take out all of those weeks that the kids are off, like I said, I have done the math. We are left with 38 weeks of focused, dedicated work time where we're not juggling running our business with school holidays. It's no wonder that we feel like we are constantly behind. It's no wonder that we are feeling like we are constantly playing catch up and trying to fight to make all of our business goals fit and get done in the year without being distracted with holidays. And so here's what I do instead. Have you got that paper and pen ready? You're going to want to jot this down. Instead of thinking quarterly, instead of thinking 90-day years, think term times. How many terms do your kids have at school? For me, Harrison has 3 terms. So that is how I break down my business. I break my business into 3 terms. Into the autumn term, which for me is September to December. And then the spring term, January to April. And then the summer term, April until July when he finishes school. So I know that I have 3 terms. So right now, when I'm thinking about my goals for next year, for my next business year, for the next academic year, I am looking at what my goals are going to be and how I'm going to run my business between September and December. And when you do that, it takes away so much pressure because you can map out your goals according to the terms and the number of weeks you know that you have got to work on, that you can do your focused work. And so when do your kids go back to school? And what is the date that they break up for Christmas? Get those 2 dates in your diary. Highlight them in your diary or write them on a piece of paper so that you know what that term time is. And then when is the midterm break? When is the half-term break? For us here in the UK, it's usually around the middle to the end of October. And then count the number of weeks that term is. So for me, I know that Harrison is going back he goes back towards the end of the first week of September. So my first full week where he is at school is the 9th of September. His end of term is the week of the 16th of December. So I then count how many weeks I have got between then to know that those are the number of weeks I have got in that term to work on and focus on my goals. So for me, that means I have 13 weeks to work on my goals, and his half-term break is at the end of October. So those first 7 weeks, that is my first sprint of getting my goals done and working on my business. So I will use those first 7 weeks of that first term to work on my business goals, and I will set the deadline of the things that I want to accomplish to be when he breaks up for half term, or at least for it to be a mid-term check-in point to see that I'm on track so that I know what I'm working towards. And then when he comes back to school after that half-term break, those remaining 6 weeks, they're what I have left to finish the goals that I want to get accomplished by the end of that term. And it is so powerful because I'm not playing catch up. I'm not feeling rushed or stressed. I've set my deadlines of when I want to accomplish things to fit when his term times and his holiday times are. And I cannot tell you the difference that that makes. There's no feeling rushed or stressed trying to finish things up or feeling like you haven't got stuff done and suddenly it's holiday again. You are working and your business is in line with and in harmony with the school term time. And it really does take away so much stress. You are then free to enjoy those holidays and take them off with your kids if you want to, without any disruption to your business and without feeling like you're playing catch up or being left behind. So look at your calendar. When do your kids go back to school? When do they break up for Christmas? When is the midterm half-term break? Count up the number of weeks and then set your goals to fit in and give your goals the deadline of being done or the tasks that you want to work on. Give them the deadline that matches those dates. And I promise you, you will be amazed at the difference that that makes. It is so freeing. It frees up everything. You are not butting up against the school life with the home life. And you are free knowing that you can work on your business because it makes so much sense. That is why those quarterly planning and those 90-day sprints don't work, because there is always going to be a holiday or something, a school holiday in between or partway through one of those quarterly plans. And it's super frustrating. That's why and how I figured that strategy was not going to work for me as a mum running a business. Because the prime example would be quarter 3, as I'm 2/3 of the way through the year, but the quarter 3 is July till September. And I was basically writing off almost an entire quarter and getting frustrated that things weren't getting done. Because in July, I'm thinking about the summer holidays happening. And then in August, it's the summer holidays, and there's no way I'm going to get a lot done. And then September, I would feel like I was constantly playing catch up, trying to get everything that I needed to get done finished for that quarter. But actually, my mindset was back to school because Harrison was going back to school. You see how it all butts up against each other and why it doesn't work? So this term time strategy really does change everything. Take a look at the dates of your kids' academic year and match your business to fit that. Map out your goals and the deadlines for the goals to match the term dates and the end of term dates that your child has, and you will be amazed the difference it makes. Now, if you want help making this happen, like I said, there's 2 ways that I can help you to do this. The first is to go and sign up for that Mum Boss Blueprint workshop. I'm going to be going live and I will be sharing with you how to go and put this into practice, how to set this up so that it matches your child's academic year. You'll find the link to do that in the show notes. Pop your name on the wait list. I'll let you know as soon as it happens. And then if you can't make it live, that's okay, because if you signed up for the wait list, you will also get access to the replay so that you can listen and pause and go through it and set it up yourself. And if you want to dive deeper into this and work with me one-on-one on making this happen, then go and snag one of my Mum Boss Blueprint Power Hours. You'll find the link for that in the show notes too. But like I said earlier, within 60 to 90 minutes, we together one-on-one, I will help you put this into practice. I will show you exactly how to match your business and run your business and plan and set your goals and their deadlines to match your child's academic year so that you are not then feeling rushed and stressed every time another school holiday is looming, or feeling frustrated and like a disorganized hot mess trying to get back into a routine when they go back to school. This strategy takes all of that away and it matches and fits perfectly around the needs of your family. And that is one of the keys and secrets to going from surviving to thriving in your mumpreneur journey. And I can help you make it happen. If you want to go and snag one of those power hours, you'll find the link in the show notes, or you can DM me at Instagram on the Unapologetic Mompreneur, and I will send you the link and we can get one set up. But I hope that this helps, and I hope that you can see the power and the difference it makes by adopting this Mum Boss Blueprint of setting and running your business to match your child's academic year so that everything fits together. Because after all, as mums setting up a business, that's what we want. We want that freedom and that flexibility to be able to enjoy running our business, but also to have it fit around the needs of our family so that we have the freedom to do the things that we want and spend the quality time that we want with our kids without having that mum guilt of feeling torn every time we turn on our laptops. And by adopting this strategy of having the term time Mum Boss Blueprint, that is what is going to do that for you. That is what is going to free you up. That is what is going to help you go from surviving to thriving in your mumpreneur journey. That is what is going to stop you from feeling rushed and stressed and like you're constantly playing catch up and feeling left behind. Instead, you are going to thrive and you are going to love what you are doing, knowing that it fits around the needs of your family and that you can conquer and crush your goals like a pro. Here is to going from surviving to thriving in your mumpreneur journey by adding this strategy and running your business this way. You've got this, mama, and I look forward to chatting with you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.